Welcome to another episode of the Forgotten Athlete podcast. I'm here, Joseph, your host, here with Zach. How's it going today?
Yeah, things going great, man. How are you?
Doing all right? Please, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, as well as leave a comment and share with a friend. For the podcast, Forgotten Athlete podcast, you can catch us on Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. If you're watching here on YouTube, hello. There's on the YouTube page. Any type of questions you guys have, want us to answer and whatnot, drop them in the comments. As well as you can always reach me through Instagram or Twitter, Joe Spitta. Yeah, but yeah, pretty much, Zachary. I don't know if you have a social media that you want to give out, but
No, I don't. I'm not on it.
yeah, that's what I
I'll
thought.
stay off the
Okay,
radar.
yeah, so just wanted to make sure we got that out the way. But let's get down to business. So we got a couple topics to talk about today. We got the draft, specifically with Neighbors and Harrison, the conversation. I did want to, and this is maybe going to sound bizarre, but I did want to talk about some guys that are kind of falling under the radar in the draft process.
Mm, mm,
As
mm.
we kind of get closer to the day, kind of wanted to got about 33 days left. So I kind of want to talk about some guys, shed some light, as well as just kind of hopefully beef up some steam for some guys coming in specifically at the skill position. But yeah, what do you want to start? We want to start with Neighbors and Harrison debate, or do you want to talk about the Harrison situation? Talk about the Caleb Williams situation with the pro day went well, obviously. So let's just start with the Caleb Williams, if that's okay with you. Caleb Williams had his pro day today at USC. Keenan Allen was of appearance, made an appearance. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
But that
I
was
did
kind
see
of
that.
not weird. I thought it was actually kind of cool. I mean, because Keenan Allen, he's a Cali boy. Well, not a Cali boy, but he went to Cal, played in LA. So he's been in California for, his whole adulthood pretty much. And I think Caleb Williams showed a lot of teams today, showed a lot of people today as well, of just good of a leader he is. A lot of stories came out about Caleb, about him being a good teammate, good player, good person. Just to name a few. We know that he did participate a little bit in the combine in Indianapolis. He did do some throwing though. He did it at a local middle school or a local high school, and he threw with some kids at that high school. And
Mm.
that was a pretty cool story. I don't know if you knew that already, but seeing that on Twitter circling around by a reporter, I was like, oh, that's a really cool story. And then yeah, I mean he's been a great guy. What do you think about the Caleb Williams and the Bears situation? How do you think I mean he is going to the Bears for the most part, but I mean I mean unless
Yeah, the
something
way Keenan Allen.
drastic happened.
Yeah, it's kind of like Keenan Allen gave us all uh the final steps to say, hey, this is happening. I want to see what this kid's about. I want to meet him. So that was definitely pretty cool to see today. And yeah, I'm excited for Caleb. They got a lot of pieces. They had a really great offseason, bringing in DeAndre Swift. Um, that's going to play a huge role. And then they lost Mooney, but I mean I'm never been really a fan of Darnell Mooney. Uh, Huge upgrade though with Keenan Allen trade. So and then they still have the ninth pick too. Like, are they going to be able to draft another you know offensive talent like to give them the ball? So that'd be kind of cool to see what happens. I'm really excited for the draft.
We got a couple more days left, couple more weeks left, actually, a full month.
Yeah,
And
full month.
I think this team is going to for sure draft Caleb. I think the Bears, and then that ninth pick is going to be where it gets kind of tricky, where they can get the Dallas Turner out of Alabama, beef up on that defense. But their defense is kind of is already really not really good, but they're already in that good stage where they're just drafting now to kind of make it a little bit more deeper. They have pass rushers, obviously Monte Sweat to just give a big contract to Jalen Johnson. They re-upped on his contract. Terrell Edmonds, they signed him last offseason. So they have a lot of talent there on the defensive side. And I think now is the point where they just kind of like want to surround that talent with just young guys who are ready to go and ready to start. Obviously, Caleb Williams is, the number one pick. But number nine, I want to say they go defensive route, but I'm not positive on that.
Yeah, I think they're going to be in a position where they can truly draft like the best player available
Yeah,
type.
BPA, yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to be kind of cool because if a Doomsday falls, like do they have a chance to draft him? And honestly, um, if Brock Bowers is there, that's got to be kind of tempting. Like I don't know if they'll pull the trigger or not, but
They
it's
just,
got to see. I know they in my opinion overpaid, but I don't know the market whatever for
yeah,
Coke just a year ago. But Brock, we saw him at Georgia. He was he's listed as a tight end, but we saw him line up like everywhere, backfield
yeah.
slot, outside at the tight end position. So yeah, so it's just gonna be pretty interesting to see what they do at 9, who's available, and I think they want people to trade up, like Vikings trade up, because
Yeah.
trade up, get your quarterback, and that's just gonna slide the board um to that ninth pick that they have for the second first round pick.
Yeah, there's been a lot of buzz going around, and I guess maybe I am breaking news here, but Brock Bowers may not go in the top 10 like at all, like he's been told, or like he not told, but he's been mocked to go in the top 10.
Mhm.
I'm hearing like past 15, like that, like 15 is the point where, like he could go to. So I think if it, I think teams are scared of draft tight ends, obviously because of the Kyle Pitts situation. Was he underutilized? Was he too small? There's a lot of just questions and question marks, and you don't want to spend a valuable pick on a tight end position
But
where it's not
I
a
want to interrupt. I only want to interrupt because if if the like Ryan Poles, he came from KC, and this is the Caleb's been already compared to Patrick Mahomes. The reason why I bring up the Brock Bowers, Travis Kelsey, like the comp is there. Like he can pretty much do what you know Kelsey does. And honestly, I'm not trying to say he's a better player, but he's a better athlete than Kelsey, which is like crazy to say when you see Kelsey in the NFL. But Bowers, if he can do what he did in college, like the dude looked like you know I don't know.
I
He
mean,
was just a you couldn't
he
tackle him.
yeah,
I seen him take screen
he
passes
was
80
like
yards.
a mini Gronk. I think that's probably the
Yeah,
best comparison to him. Like
it's like pretty. It was pretty remarkable.
he's very
Aaron Hernandez,
athletic.
maybe. I don't. I know he's not a.
Yeah,
But
I
remember
mean,
Aaron Hernandez back in
yeah,
his time?
but he didn't break as many
It was
tackles
just like
as he was as fast. Well, I mean, Brock Bowers is fast, so I guess that is a pretty good comp. I would just say
you
that
know.
don't be surprised if he goes past 10 and then he slips to like
Oh, I wouldn't
in
be
the late
shocked.
teens.
I wouldn't
Like
be shocked. But
that's what I've
I
been
like I said,
that's what
I
I've been
think
hearing
it's
more than
tempting.
likely.
I don't.
He's gonna be the guy that's gonna
Yeah.
fall in this draft where people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, he's still available at this time, and he's gonna go to a great landing spot. In my opinion, I mean, that's
I'm
what
the opposite.
that's what I've been
I
hearing as
think
well.
it's smoke. I think it's smoke. I don't think he's gonna fall.
Oh, listen, listen, guys. I'm just saying here. I will clip this and make it a short so people will know that I said this. Like I said 2 weeks ago about Marvin Harrison's situation with Malik Nabers. And speaking of Marvin Harrison and Malik Nabers, let's get to them.
Yeah, let's get to it. I know
Because Marvin
you're really
Harrison,
high.
listen, I'm not okay. So let's just talk about this because I think we've
You're
talked
high on
about this.
neighbors.
We've may have exhausted this topic. So listeners, I apologize. And this is the last time we will talk about these two players until after the draft. Okay, I promise you that. Now we may say their names, we may mention them with other people's names, but we understand that there are other guys that we need to talk about and shed some light to as well. But Marvin Harrison has pro day today. And to no surprise, he didn't do it. And reports are Albert Beer saying that he pretty much asked the team at his combine interview if they would be if do the miss him at the pro day, and all the 9 teams that he visited with all said no. I'm assuming those are the top 9 teams, maybe a late team, scout or something like that, where they're trying to figure out, if they can trade up or they just want to get the ends on this guy. But yeah, for the most part, they're not going. Teams don't care that he didn't do the pro day. I personally don't care either. Um, I do think that last year pro day he did really good in with CJ Stroud. I think a lot of people forget about that, but he did do a pro day with CJ Stroud, and I think that means and teams were looking at that and like, oh my gosh, can't wait to get my hands on this guy. So. And then I don't know when Malik Nabers pro day is. Let me actually check that actually right now. But
Yeah,
what are
I
your
think that pro day is going to be more important because
yeah.
with Marvin, like I was talking with you earlier, like their quarterback transferred, so it's not like they have a quarterback that he's been working with all year, like through the season. Whereas someone like Jaden Daniels, he's gonna be working with uh, Malik Nabers, Thomas. So he's gonna have his regular guys, and I think it's gonna be able to if he ends up participating with the rest of them, you gotta imagine that's gonna boost his draft status, maybe um, finalize that number two overall if that's what he wants. And then also Thomas can, only increase his draft stock, and Neighbors can show, hey, I'm an
Yeah,
competitive guy, and this is what I can do versus Harrison because they are different players.
yeah.
Like in your offense, like what you're looking for. I just think Marvin Harrison, like the
He's
comps that people keep telling me is Larry Fitzgerald,
he's the sure bet. He's the sure
and
bet.
I'm fine with
Like
you
like
saying he's Larry Fitzgerald. I'm
any
fine.
any receiver
Like
would hit
I'm
his
not like
belt. Yeah, that's been a first round pick. Larry Fitzgerald, you just mentioned Calvin Johnson, um, AJ Brown. You could even throw Brandon Ayuk in that category where they're just big body receivers and they just know how to go get the ball and get open. Like those type of receivers are the receivers who generally have a
now
great career in the
flip it
NFL.
though. He's boring. Like let's be like
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm
he's
saying. Like,
boring.
like, like Larry
I
Fitzgerald
think
was
that's
was a boring receiver.
Neighbors is going to be the more exciting of the players. I think that's why people are so like
Well,
infatuated with
I
him
just
right
think
now.
I just think
Of the two, he is.
if Harrison was in a air raid offense, I mean, he would show flashes of that. I mean, it's not like you turn on a Harrison highlight tape and he doesn't catch balls over three people, or he's not high pointing the ball, or he's not running a close corner and juking the
Well, I think
route.
so. I
And
saw Chris Sims did a his list, and he had him ranked third somehow.
yeah, he had Neighbors number one, I
Look,
think, and Dudes at number
Neighbors
two.
one, Thomas number two.
Thomas too. Sorry.
Yeah, and like when you're watching it, it's like if you watch Marvin Harrison, he's not like there's not a lot of separation between him and the corner. Like it really isn't. But where he is, he can manipulate his body and get into positions that I haven't seen at a college level before. So I think that's going to be where. And I'm like, do you need the separation stuff? Because who's like I'm not saying they're the same player, but DeAndre Hopkins. Like I swear, man, you watch DeAndre Hopkins and he looks covered all the time, but he's just so sure-handed
Yeah.
that and like he's gonna catch the football type deal. He's another one. He puts his body into places where you're like, how the heck did he do that? And it's not. I don't know. It's just it's what you're looking for. What's more important to you? Do you want to? Would you prefer a safer guy who's more open and can make a man miss and maybe take a 75-yard touchdown, like in the case for Neighbors, which is
Yeah.
awesome? Or would you rather have a guy who's gonna third and seven, you throw it to him on a out, and he catches the ball, and we keep moving the sticks? Both are going to be successful. Like I don't think it would be a terrible decision if Neighbors goes first. But yeah, I think the safer of the options though is definitely
Well,
Harrison.
I think teams know that the Chargers are gonna want Neighbors. I think so. I think if the Chargers don't trade up, I could see one of those, either the Patriots, the Commanders. I forget who's the fourth. The Cardinals.
Keenan
Like
Allen's another one too, right?
like
If he
like
if
trading
Marvin
up.
Harrison ends up there,
But Keenan
it's
Allen
going to be
is
like
a
he's
great
going to
route runner.
Keenan Allen role.
Oh,
Oh,
I get what you're
awesome route
saying.
runner.
Yeah,
But I'm saying
he's
when
the
he
best route
runs
runner
it,
in the league.
well, he's one of them. I'm not. I wasn't ready to have that discussion,
Oh,
but he's one of them. But it's like he doesn't have like if you see his catches, sometimes they're not all like he's wide open.
exactly.
He's
All his
also
catches are always wide open. That dude
not
is.
all of them. I've seen him make some contested catches,
I
which is
mean,
the way to play.
I would say that majority of his routes are uncovered. Like that, he gets open like no other receiver. Like to me, like
Well, I
he,
mean, there's
he's very quick feet.
all right, man. There you go. We're not gonna have an argument on that. It's fine. I can take your word for it.
No, I'm not having an argument. I'm just saying, like I don't think that I don't think that Marvin Harrison and Ken Allen are similar at all. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm saying if Marvin Harrison ends up going to the Chargers, he can fill that role very easily.
Oh, okay. I
That's what
see
I'm
what you're
saying.
saying. I thought you were saying that they were
It's
the.
not like he's a Mike Williams guy who can only catch deep and that's it.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay,
Like
okay,
that's what.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I get what you're saying. Malik Nabers' pro day is actually the 27th, so it's next
Ooh, next.
Wednesday. So
Yeah.
him, Brian Thomas, Jaden Daniels, going to be some key names in that conversation for next week, and we'll probably get more headed that way. With Neighbors, though, let's get to Neighbors because I think one of the things with Neighbors that a lot of people are falling in love with is his ability to get yards after his catch,
Hmm.
um, and his ability to just get separation. I think those are the big key qualities in a receiver where you get that, you have a high level of success, especially with these defenses doing a lot of cover fours now, and it's just playing multiple safeties, playing three, playing that hybrid safety look with the defenses that are happening now. There's not a lot of deep shot opportunities anymore. So when you have a guy like Neighbors and an offense, let's use the Chargers,
Sure.
where you can get loose and get over the top. Herbert's not missing those throws. Now he had a chance to make those throws.
Who's the coordinator for the Chargers now?
Greg Roman.
Is Rome? Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Continue.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I
So
was just thinking.
no, you're good. So if they have those type of plays in their system where neighbors can get open and break the top loose, then I think neighbors is going to have probably a more successful, I would say, 3-4 seasons. Because here's the thing with neighbors and this is what I'm debating with in terms of just the overall skill, is that I know wherever neighbors goes to, whether it be the Cardinals, the Chargers, they both have strong arm quarterbacks. So they're both going to go deep and he's going to be able to get open.
Ask your question.
And when he's not open, I'm sorry,
Ask your question.
in
I
terms
want to
of
interrupt
go
because
ahead.
you're putting him in a really favorable position. Let's put him in a not so favorable position, right?
What do you mean? Neighbors?
If Marvin Harrison got drafted by the Patriots or Neighbors got drafted by the Patriots, who do you think would have a better career?
I'd probably say Marvin Harrison.
Right?
But that's not the case though, most likely. I mean, most likely they're gonna go with Drake May, I would assume. Like that's what everybody's, thought process is. Now, Bailey Zappi is, throwing parties for the team and stuff, so he's acting like the starting quarterback, but
You
I
go,
think the
Bailey.
Patriots got other plans. But yeah, I mean, in that case, if Neighbors does goes to the Patriots, I do think that, you know, it's not gonna be the same thing. Obviously, the success rate, like I said, is gonna be different.
So
But
he's way more quarterback dependent,
Neighbors is, I would say, yeah. I mean, but
right?
I mean,
Okay, so that's what I'm
but
saying.
there are a
Yeah,
lot of guys in
listen
the
to what I'm saying.
NFL who are quarterback dependent, though.
Oh, also, yeah,
I
definitely,
mean,
definitely.
like Hall of Famers were quarterback dependent, so like, that's not a knock on his game, but I do think that it separates him. Like Justin Jefferson isn't like I would have put him in the category of Marvin Harrison because he has shown that he's QB proof. Like it doesn't matter
Yeah, we saw
who,
last year.
yeah, it doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. He's gonna get 10 catches, 100
Jamar
plus
Chase,
plus yards. Jamar Chase
which is
is
the comp,
uh.
right? Yeah.
I don't know if Jamar Chase is QB proof because some of those games he didn't have the best games. I mean, I'm
Well,
just saying he did
I
not have the
watched
best games.
Monday Night Football. He went off
Yeah, he had like a couple good. He
with
had a couple of great games, but some of those
I don't know
games
who the quarterback
he laid
was.
some eggs. So I mean, Justin Jefferson didn't lay any eggs with Case Keenum as his
Case
quarterback.
Keenum. Who? No,
I'm
it was
sorry, Case
Dobbs
Keenum.
last year.
Dobbs. I'm
Dobbs
so
and
sorry.
they had
Dobbs and then Nick
the
Mullins, I think.
trash kid.
Was it Nick Mullins?
Mullins played a little bit, yeah, and then the trash kid who got hurt on the first drive, the rookie.
That rookie dude. I forget his
I see his
name.
face. I don't know his
Yeah, he
name.
was
Sorry,
very
man.
bad. I mean, honestly, he's not even
But anyways,
no disrespect to that guy. But yeah, anyways, yeah, Neighbors and Harrison. So I guess my thing is this. Like other than Neighbors and Harrison, what other receivers do you think in this draft are going to make some noise?
are you familiar with Holy Cross?
Holy Cross, the school. Yes, I know Holy Cross.
Yes, Jalen Coker.
Jalen Coker. Okay. He's a
Are you familiar
transfer,
with
I
his game?
believe. No?
Are you familiar with his game? I don't know where he came from, but I seen him at Holy Cross. I said, "Why am I watching Holy Cross football at 10 p.m. at night?"
Jalen
Uh,
Coker, Holy Cross.
yes, that's the kid. Watch him, get familiarize yourself. But huge fan.
Okay.
He can do it all, man.
Okay.
Go contest it, go up top, separation, does it all. You weren't
I'm
ready for
sorry.
that one.
I
You
wasn't.
wanna?
I was not ready for. I wasn't ready for
I
a
can give you a. I can give you.
undrafted receiver.
You think he goes undrafted?
I mean, this guy, Zach, you know how deep this receiver class is, and you're naming some guys from.
Wow,
And
you're. I
now,
gave you. I gave you Keaton Mitchell last year.
you did give me.
These people, they just sleep on. They sleep on my guys here.
You did do Keaton
Honestly,
Mitchell
I
last
was
year.
close to giving you Tank Dell. I was really close to giving it. I
Well, I
was
knew about
really
Tank
close.
Dell. That's why I drafted him.
Okay, I'm really close to, but there's nothing wrong with my favorite guys. Um, but yeah, we can discuss someone else. That's fine.
No. I mean,
No, we can go
I
someone
just don't
else.
know the guy. So tell me about his game. Is he a deep guy? Is he? I haven't heard anything about a Holy Cross guy. So
No, we'll go to someone who you're more familiar
no,
with.
please
Probably what, Troy
educate.
Franklin?
No, educate us
Look, I'm
because
a huge fan of Troy too.
no, educate us
Let's
because if he does something, then
we're gonna we'll
you're here.
no, I want to have a conversation where both of us know what's going on. So let's pause that. Next episode, you can tell me what you think, and we'll have a discussion there.
Okay,
For
that sounds
now, let's
fair.
keep this to Troy Franklin. How about that?
Troy Franklin. Well, I was gonna go a different route, but we can start with
Where are you gonna
Troy.
go? Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go?
Well, I was gonna go with. There's a couple guys who I have on my list here, but I was gonna go with Xavier Leggett.
Okay.
He's a guy that I
Weird
think
as heck.
I've been
They lied to me.
accent.
I feel lied to.
Which talking?
I was told he was 6'3". Okay, at the
Yeah,
combine, he'll measure at 6'1".
listen.
It's whatever, but
I don't
still,
think that
I just thought
matters
he
to
was this
me.
like athletic specimen.
There's not a huge difference between 6'1" and 6'3" to me. I mean,
Okay,
anything over 6'1", I think you're the same height for the most part until you get to like six
sure.
five, 6'6".
How tall are you?
I'm 6'3" and a half.
I'm gonna start calling you 6'1".
Oh, I would not get offended by you calling me 6'1". But yeah, I just think his game is just ready to be in the NFL. Like he's ready to be a legit NFL starter, and I think he goes to the right situation, and maybe gets the second round pick. I think he'd be good. I'm really, I mean, the team I think he may be able to get to is the Bears. Because I'm looking at the NFL draft. Sorry, I'm just pulling the draft order. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
You know the Bears don't have a second round, dude, right?
I think they have a. I was double checking this because I thought they had a late second, not a late
They
second, but like a mid
traded
second.
no, they traded for the the, the pass rusher kid.
Oh, Monte Sweat. They did trade him for the Monte
Yeah,
Sweat kid.
so they're gonna have to get
Well,
for the third. That's why I was thinking they take another um like pass catcher at 1.9.
who do you think the Chiefs get? Do you think the Chiefs get a receiver? And this guy, do you think they would get this guy? Example
Well,
again.
if you look at the draft, typically what they've done in the past is they draft defense first round and then come back around the second and get someone who can play multiple positions. That's what they like doing.
Except Clyde Hiller, which is a
Um, well, that was the one time where they kind of were feeling themselves and reached. And looking back, Jonathan Taylor was the better back. We all knew it, but Burrow made everyone look great, and Edwards-Helaire was the only one that really couldn't get that magic going in the NFL. I guess him and Randy's son, but we can talk about that later.
there's a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna, there's another guy I've been looking at, and I don't know when he's projected to get drafted, but Anthony Gold from Oregon State. I
From
don't know if you
Oregon
watched a lot of Oregon
State.
State game, but he was always doing something in the games where he was catching the ball and going and gaining some yards after the catch. So I think he is going to be a guy like in the late rounds where he'll get drafted, and depending on where he goes, he could make some clear impact on a team.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the second round because for Leggett here, or
Yeah.
you think Gold will go second round too then, or are you thinking he's later on?
I think Legette's goes second. No, Gold's for sure going to be like fourth, fifth, like round.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the furthest Leggett goes back to Leggett is
You gotta
probably going to.
imagine the Panthers are gonna get a couple guys.
Yeah, but yeah, they have two
You know what
top
I mean?
five or two maybe top 10 second round picks. So they have
Yeah.
the 33 and the 39. I mean, if you're them, wouldn't you try to trade that for like Ayuk or something like that? Like, wouldn't you try to bring in a guy like that? I mean, I don't know, right? I mean, if you're the Panthers, wouldn't you try to trade those 2 seconds
Did
for
they grab
Ayuk?
anyone? Did they grab anyone
They
in free
did draft
agency?
the receiver. I forget his name though. I'll look it up,
I
but
know because like
I
right now
forget
they're
his
going in
name.
with Thielen and then
Now
the guys who didn't.
they drafted someone else like on a 1 year deal, like a 1 year deal.
Interesting.
I forget his name.
Sorry, I'm not a Panthers fan. I don't really follow their news,
No, you're
but I
good.
know they need pass coverage because last year, like their number one was Thielen, and he he needs some help. Solid
Yeah,
play.
I think Thielen for sure is gonna get some help. They got Brian. They traded Brian Burns. They didn't. I guess they didn't. Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, they got Deontay. Yeah, they got Deontay Johnson. They got Deontay Johnson. That's
Oh,
what they got.
that's right. They
Yeah,
did trade for
I was like,
Deontay
I knew they got
Johnson.
somebody,
That's
and they
right.
traded him for
Yeah,
like they got him for cheap too, because his contract is not the best. But I mean, they have a rookie quarterback, so they can kind
yeah,
of. I mean, I mean, you can't get worse than going to, what 2-15 last year, one and
yeah. Well, I
16,
mean, I don't even know what's a bad contract.
and not having
Can
your
we talk
first
about
round pick.
what's a bad contract? Because I
I
mean, I
mean,
just saw Jerry Judy get paid for no reason.
yeah, but what a lot of these owners are doing is they're paying all these people money up front, and then they're having a lot of cap hit later on down the road. So they won't. But so like they'll take the hit of giving someone $40 million and having a $10 million cap hit. Once they cut
Hmm.
them or once they trade them after like 2 seasons. Because I think Judy is
Trash.
expecting to. Listen, I don't think Judy's the best receiver in the NFL.
He's
I
trash.
don't think
Like
he's the
he's
best. I don't think that Judy is. I think Judy's mindset is, hey, I'm gonna have a big season, big couple seasons, and I'm gonna re up on the extension after that first year. And I don't know. There's talks of Cortland Sutton going away. So I mean, Judy's in a nice. I'm sorry, not Cortland
yeah.
Sutton.
I don't know what you're talking
Amari
about.
Cooper. Sorry, I meant Amari Cooper because he's on his final years as well on his contract. I don't know.
I just think it's a waste. He sucks. Like was gonna do something, he would have done something. The guy's just complete trash. He just wastes. He's just a space. He's just a space waster. Like for someone else on the roster that could be productive. That's it. That's my 2 cents on him.
Well, all right, we'll go to someone that you do like. Um, I mean,
Um,
let's look something that you do like. Let's do I don't know. Do you have any other guys that hit your mind that you've thought of?
I mean, I guess we'll keep mainstream. Obviously, Adunze. I'm a fan. I know he did some like extra stuff that I was like, dude, just like I don't really care. Like at the combine, like still running, trying to beat his time when everyone else is gone. Like that kind of bothers me, but hey man, do whatever you want. We'll see if he can be productive in the NFL. He's gonna go sometime first round. You gotta imagine, I don't know where, but somebody will hope that he's a great player.
Yeah, I just don't think that he's gonna be the best player in this draft, but he's not gonna be the worst. I mean, there's plenty of other guys who I think are getting overhyped at other positions,
Who's getting
but
overhyped?
overhyped at other positions.
Yeah.
I would say Drake May is getting overhyped at over other positions. Like I
You
don't
think
think
he's
he's a
getting overhyped?
yeah, I don't think he's a
You're
first.
talking about him. Wow, I
Um,
keep hearing the opposite. People are like knocking him down.
I haven't heard anyone knock him down. Everyone I've heard him
Literally,
talk has been pumping him up. I don't know who you've been listening to. Who?
literally everybody on doing combines, doing their mock drafts.
Oh yeah, I don't watch this people. I've been just watching like Fox Sports and ESPN, and everybody on there has been raving about Drake May. Like Dan Orvalsky has him like his number three as like his number two quarterback over Caleb Williams, and he has Jaden Daniels as his number one
No,
quarterback.
but they have like Daniel's number one.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Jaden
Yeah,
Daniels number one.
Daniel's number one and Caleb number two. But then they're like wouldn't draft May until like the second round,
Oh, I haven't heard that. Okay,
and they want him to sit. Like
okay.
what a lot of people are saying. And then, but the name that I keep hearing that's overhyped, and I want to be on record saying this. Like JJ McCarthy's going to get someone fired, and I'm with the smoke. Like he's going to get someone fired. I don't know if he's like GM fired and coach fired. I'm still debating, but for sure he's going to get the coach fired.
Yeah,
So
I don't think that Jaden
O'Donnell
McCart
or whatever, the
who?
Vikings straight up, yeah, O'Donnell or whatever his name is for the Vikings. If he goes there, I'm expecting the Vikings to have a new coach next
O'Connell.
year,
It's from
possibly.
O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell.
O'Connell, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that
So,
McCarthy is overrated personally. I like McCarthy a lot. I think he comes from a winning
what do you like
culture.
about him?
I'm telling you, comes from a winning culture. He has a strong arm. He knows how to throw in the pocket.
Winning
He
culture.
makes great decisions. I think he's a perfect quarterback to build a franchise around. Like I don't care
He's Mac
if you can.
Jones.
I don't care if you can catch. I don't care if you can throw
He's
the
Mac
ball.
Jones.
No, he's not Mac Jones. I think you are underestimating how great JJ McCarthy is going to be.
His
I do.
ceiling is
I
what? Alex
think
Smith?
I would say. I mean, in terms of play, I don't do this with quarterbacks, because play style doesn't winning matters in the NFL. Like I think he has a
Yeah,
chance
Brock
to be
Purdy.
like a Joe Burrow type of guy, like in the
Oh my
NFL.
God.
I do.
Oh, we need to drug test you.
I do.
There's
I
no
mean,
way.
he
He's Joe Burrow.
he's 6'2". Joe Burrow is what, 6'2". He can throw the ball really far. He has a nice strong arm. He has winning tangibles. He won a national championship. Joe Burrow won a national championship. I'm just saying there are similarities in their games, and they both throw from the pocket. They can run. They can put their bodies on the line. They will do that. So I'm just saying there's some similarities there. I think you're. I go watch. I go back again and watch some games. Like for example, I
You want me
I
to go
probably
watch him hand the ball off?
no. I would say games where he had to throw the ball, like in the first half of the Ohio State game, Maryland game. Um, Not this year, but last year when they were down and he came back. He brought them back. The
I'm
Penn
all for the
State
JJ McCarthy
the Penn
slander.
State game.
I can't believe someone actually is gonna
I'm just
say that
saying.
they're a fan.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you were this not. I don't know. I didn't like McCarthy either, but then I started watching more of his games.
I
Um,
called my I
and
was
he's been pretty
when
good.
Mac Jones got drafted, I said he's gonna get someone fired.
Well,
It just sucks that he
I
went
think
to the
everybody.
Patriots. I said
I
I knew
think
he
the
was gonna get
Patriots has
someone
got to be
fired,
because he
but
was
I
the
didn't
last
think
quarterback
Belichick.
available. I mean, everybody knew Mac Jones wasn't going to
And
be
that's
the
what's gonna
best.
happen with McCarthy.
I don't think
Like
so.
Mark Penix is a whole lot better than
Oh no.
McCarthy.
See. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that people get wrong: talent over what you can do for me. Like this is my whole thing with the whole Drake May situation. What did Drake May do at North Carolina? He didn't do anything at North Carolina. They had a really good defense this year. Not really good, but they had one of the best defenses in the ACC this year, and he didn't do anything with it. And
I
that was
mean,
he's a what?
his best wide receiver, Tez Walker, didn't play for some of the part of the season,
Okay. I mean,
and they
you could say
lost a lot
this.
of pieces.
You could say the
Downs
same
was
thing.
down. He didn't have North
You could.
Carolina doesn't have the weaponry that Michigan has. They don't. Put Drake
Okay.
May on Michigan, and I guarantee you they're not gonna run the ball 50 times in a row, whatever it was.
I mean, he probably run the ball 20 times out of
No, I'm
the
saying
50.
the coaches were not gonna say we have Drake May,
But
let's run the ball 50 times in a
why
row.
does
They
Drake
couldn't do
May
that.
why does JJ McCarthy get lack for him
His coach is
in
not
a good
trusting him.
situation? Like he's in a good situation. He has one of the best offensive line in the country, the best running back in the country. Why would you throw the ball if you have that behind you? Why wouldn't you throw the ball 20 times? If you're getting 8 yards to carry, why wouldn't you run the ball every single time? It's
I
just
just think
good.
it's I
It's just
I
good. It's just a good game planning. Like you can't
yeah.
fault a guy for
Keep in
doing what his
mind,
coaches tell him.
we did see someone do that in the NFL. His name was Mac Jones. They ran the ball every play.
I
They had a
mean,
whole game
that was a
plan.
different situation.
Great coaching. Great coaching. They ran the ball every play. And do you know where Mac Jones is? He's backing up Trevor Lawrence. And McCarthy, he might be backing up Caleb Williams in 3 years.
All right, I am this guy. I'm a JJ McCarthy fan. All right, you heard it here first. If he's available in any of my fantasy leagues, I will draft him. Just saying. So not over Caleb Williams, but I would draft him over a couple other
I,
quarterbacks.
I think you're a fan of Jefferson, and you're hoping and wishing that McCarthy plans it does well because you
I
need
don't think that
Jefferson.
McCarthy is gonna change Justin Jefferson's trajectory. Like,
His floor, his ceiling is gonna go way lower.
I don't
It's
know.
gonna go real low. His ceiling is gonna be so low, like it's not gonna be good. It's.
This Jefferson, JJ to JJ. That's
I
gonna be
would feel
the
much. I would feel much better
There's gonna be some
about
t-shirts.
the Vikings offense if they went Michael Penix. Or heck, my man Bo Nix. I'm a fan of Bo Nix too.
All right,
Huge fan.
let's get to the free agency because we got a couple more minutes left. What do you think about the free agency spots, especially the last two big receivers going somewhere? Calvin Ridley going to the tight ends, obviously chasing the money. He even said it himself. And then
Who? You chasing money?
Calvin Ridley.
Oh yeah,
And
okay.
then Mike Williams going to a place where he was honestly wanted by this
Were the
team and
Titans
the Panthers.
were the Tit like what's with the Titans? They really went like complete opposite in what they've been doing with
Yeah, they went
under
all in on these on free agency.
Vrabel. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like
Well, I think Vrabel was a type of guy where he wanted to bring in guys that wanted to win, not guys who just wanted to get paid and who were good. I think there's a difference. I think Vrabel well, not was he built a winning culture. I mean, they made it to the playoffs consistently every
definitely
single year.
AFC title
Even made
game
it to
with
the AFC,
Tannehill.
exactly made it to the AFC
Yeah,
Championship game with Ryan Tannehill, and they almost won.
yeah.
So, I mean, I think at the end of the day, Vrabel knows how to win, which is why it's so weird seeing him not in the NFL coaching,
Hmm.
like being a head coach.
Once JJ
Um,
McCarthy gets his coach fired, maybe Vrabel will go there.
wow, McCarthy to Vikings,
Wherever, just follow
that'd be nice.
McCarthy.
I
We'll
think
see what
McCarthy's for
happens.
sure going to the Vikings though. I think that's a sure thing. I think that's a sure bet.
But other free agency moves that I thought were pretty good were the Jets, right?
Yeah, Mike Williams.
Everyone's gonna be on the Jets. They got the biggest, like what can we call them? Because they're like when you're watching a game and you know what can go, like I don't know how you say this, but every player you're gonna be watching, hoping
So
that
someone
the,
doesn't
the
get hurt.
player gets up.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're just like Aaron's down. Please get up. Please get up. Tyron Smith's down. Please get up. Please get up. Mike Williams is down. Please get up. Please get up.
Javon
Like that's
Kinlaw's
gonna be
down.
oh, they're gonna
So
that's the Jets this year. So and then not to mention bad
Price.
turf at MetLife. So we'll see. Good luck Jets fans because they went all in on
I
um
mean, let's be honest though.
they're
Let's give them credit where it's due because
Their Madden team will be really good.
yeah, I think
Madden
they got a
rating.
lot of great talent. They got a lot of great talent. In free agency.
Hmm.
I think they have a. I don't know what they're doing with Zach Wilson. I thought he showed a lot of good flashes last year, but I think at the end of the day, they severed that relationship. With the benching and then
Yeah,
starting and then him refusing to come back in and him having to go back in. I just think they just shattered the kid's confidence. I mean, he was not wanting to start. He was not expecting to play last year. He just wasn't.
I could see him moved on
And
draft day,
yeah, I think he's a draft day guy.
like day three,
But
day three. Someone needs a quarterback. I
like
wouldn't be surprised.
he just wasn't expecting to play, and you guys made him play. I mean, not made him play, but he was
Nobody
forced to
saw
play
Torrey Achilles.
on the first play of the game. I mean, and I
Yeah,
think they still won that game, right? Yeah,
the
for the
punt return for
yeah,
a
punt return.
touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I just think that Jets will be better, obviously, than last year. Let's hope that they have let's hope that the injuries are good. Um, I guess my thing with the free agency that the Jets did was with Mike Williams. I don't know what that means for Garrett Wilson. Because I don't
it
think,
won't matter, Joseph.
yeah, but I don't think that. Okay, so
He's only
I'm
playing
just
2 games.
let's say Mike Williams plays 12 games. All right, let's say 12 games. I
Okay,
don't
let's
know
do it.
if there's going to be chemistry developed between Mike Williams and Garrett Wilson and the offense. They got a lot. They got a good team, man. Brees Hall. I'm just thinking in my head about their offense. Um, I don't know.
They might add another piece during the draft too.
Yeah, that's about getting Brock
Yeah.
Bowers. He's the guy that Brock Bowers. Maybe Brock Bowers goes
Daniel
there.
Jeremiah had them trading up with Marvin Harrison. Or was it Marvin?
Although
Yeah, Marvin Harrison.
although I don't see them drafting a tight end. I just don't like Packers have. I mean Packers. Aaron Rodgers really has never used his tight end too much. I mean he uses
Yeah,
them,
when's the
but
last one? Cook?
he uses like multiple
No,
of them.
Meaton.
Like
It was
Richard
like a long time
Rodgers, I
ago.
remember. Yeah, Robert Tunyon had. I think he had like his
I
most.
thought Tanya was going to be good, but he
He
only
had
had
like
like a
seven
year.
touchdowns, but yeah, it was only one season. So I don't know. I think if free agency's been good though. I think for the most part though, no one's really available anymore. I'm trying to think of guys that are still available that haven't signed yet. I know
Yeah,
Jadeveon Clowney. I feel like he's on a new team every year. um and
yeah. He just
he
goes
treats
around
it
getting
like the
1 year
NFL.
deals.
Yeah. Which hey, to each his own, man. You're a nomad. That's what
Yeah,
they call him. So,
I do
um,
think the Chiefs pulling in Hollywood Brown was big. I think that's gonna be a big time move.
oh, they did get
I know I'm
Hollywood Brown.
biased, but I think
I,
that's gonna be
I,
fun.
I just, I mean, as a Kadarius Tony fan, you just got no one's over, and this is a big sign that it's over for Kadarius Tony. He's gonna take that role of that Kadarius Tony had. I wouldn't be surprised if Kadarius Tony gets traded or gets cut, and they're just gonna give him the money that he's owed.
Yeah,
But
Eagles. I thought Saquon. I thought that was a big move, and they
yeah,
brought back CJ, my
I,
man.
I don't think I really need to see what the Eagles look like on defense before I say anything. I mean, listen, we're in the off season, so I guess we can kind of talk about just ifs, what ifs, and whatnot. But their defense needs to play better than it did last year. I mean, their pass rush was not the best. Their secondary was the worst. Um, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
why they got CJ Gardner Johnson. They brought him
Yeah,
back.
and they overpaid on him. I thought but I do think he was a big piece though to their defense
He
that made
helped
it
them
to the
get to the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and they didn't sign him. They didn't sign him, and he left, which is weird with him. It's funny how it works. You go out, you get injured, or you get a 1 year deal and you get injured, and then the team that cut you or not cut you, but didn't sign you back,
Well, he
get
played
traded
good
for
on the
you.
Lions when he played.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
He was big time.
The team that ended up cutting you though, or sorry, not cutting, but then not signing you back, ends up signing you and giving you more money than they would have given you, or more money than they offered you last year. So,
Hmm.
I think Howie Roseman was definitely um, what's the word I'm looking for? Desperate.
He knows they're in win. Yeah, they're in win
Yeah.
now mode.
So, what do you think about the whole Kenny Pickett situation with them getting with the Eagles getting a backup quarterback like Kenny Pickett? Because I don't think he fits their offense too much. Does this mean that the Eagles are changing their offense
Unless
though?
they're taking their offense, right?
I mean, I don't think they're going to be
Because
a ground and
you gotta
pound because I don't think
imagine
it's gonna.
they gotta. They're gonna have to. That's my problem with Hurts, though. I don't know if he can be that drop back passer, but they definitely need him to be right because AJ Brown, he's crying for the football. Devontae Smith's crying for the football. Um, Goddard, and now you're adding another guy, Saquon. Like you're gonna have a lot of
Well,
mouths to feed over there.
I mean, and they brought in Kellen Moore, so I mean,
Yeah, pass epic.
his thing is pass. He likes passing the ball
Yeah.
more than 30 times a game. Comes from Boise State, comes from Cowboys. Went to the Chargers last year for that 1 year stint.
Hmm.
I think Jalen Hurts may be a guy to kind of MVP. And too late for that. I mean, too early
I
for
think
that.
always,
I mean, I think he's
always
a guy
his
that
name's
you
always
could
gonna be there.
like. Yeah, exactly. I think he's gonna be a
Yeah.
guy that if he improves on his, because I think he got hurt last year with his shoulder, so it affected his accuracy, obviously. But if he can go back to that first year where he was throwing the ball really well and he was just throwing the ball just um like accurately, on the run, deep, I think they have a chance to do something special offensively. Now, I'm still questioning their defense just because I need to see more. But
I,
I don't know.
yeah. Go on the Hurts thing though. My only take is this is really the year that you find out did he steal money from the Eagles or is he a legit player? Because he had 1 year that we know how that played out. They paid him right away, and it's interesting to see is this are they going to look back saying, "Dang, we should not have paid him. We paid him too early," or is he going to tell them, "Hey, he's worth
He's
every
worth it.
every penny." So
All right.
this is be super interesting.
All right.
I
Well,
love football.
yeah, this is gonna be good. There's one last guy I want to talk about that I forgot to mention earlier in the draft, but it's defensively. So I don't know if you're gonna get bored here, but La Latu, this guy reminds me of Aaron Donald, and I know what your people are gonna say when they see this, but I'm just saying he reminds me of Aaron Donald's. He's not the biggest man.
He's inside.
Yeah. Well, inside. Well, he's
Mm,
outside. He's probably gonna line up inside outside. I think UCLA ran like a three
mm.
four front, but Aaron Donald, he moved around. He was outside,
Yeah,
inside, whatnot. But I think that the guy's gonna be really good. Like he is a great defensive end, and he's just very explosive off the line. I haven't seen a defensive end this good coming out of draft in a long time. And I say this because I like it's very hard to play defensive end. It's very hard to move people back, especially when you're not the biggest in terms of your size. Like you're a small guy, you're a big guy, but you're small. Like in terms of like your wingspan and whatnot. He's 6'5", has a 6'7" wingspan. Not really the biggest wingspan in the world. Now when you have offensive line with like 6'9", 7 feet wingspans and whatnot. So I think this guy's gonna be really good. I would definitely say he's a guy that you need to watch out for. I think he's probably gonna be
Hmm.
one of the better players in this draft, just overall. Any last
I'll
words?
have to check him out. No, I'll just have to check him out.
All right. Well, that you heard it here. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. We'll see you guys next time.